Hello, video game connoisseurs, and welcome to a new game on the channel. We are going to be playing Assemble with Care. Now, as far as I understand, I think this is a very short game. I think there are basically 14 sort of little missions to the game, so I'm planning on probably covering the entirety of the game in a couple videos here. This is a very sort of calm and relaxed type of game. I don't think it's going to be challenging too much. It's just sort of something to enjoy and have fun with. So, this is how the game starts. Let's hear Maria's mix. Alright. Well, looks like we need to plug this in. Do wish there was a way to turn down the volume a little bit. They are a bit on the loud side, but that's alright.
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between.
Alright, so I was able to adjust the sound some. I want the voiceover to be quite loud because I think it's nice with a game that actually has that voiceover to it. And I'm going to do my best not to talk over Maria when she's talking. But I did turn down the music a little bit, so that way it's not as loud for us.
But as my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey. A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. The places I'd seen, the people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way. I'm a restorer by trade. Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs. Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
Alright, so here's our first mission. As I said, it's a very sort of calm game overall. As she explained, we're playing as Maria here, and we're going to be a restorer, so we have to basically repair items that are broken. And I believe all of the story takes place in Bellariva. Alright, so we open the suitcase.
I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off.
I like the fact that it sort of tells you where to put the things. Makes it a little easier.
I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman, at your service.
Alright. Bit unique playing in this character, but I'm all for it.
My passport. Not many blank pages left now.
She almost says that, though, as if it's almost a sad thing.
The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these.
Alright, so that's our repair box. We definitely need that.
Who doesn't love a scrunchie? Practical and stylish.
Fair enough.
My favorite overalls. These will never go out of style. My parents took this after I made my first repair. Seems like a lifetime ago.
I said, maybe I'm wrong, but it just feels like she's got some sadness in her voice. Not exactly sure.
Looking forward to taking more close-ups of my fingers with this.
Wow, I haven't really even seen one of these in a while now. So used to digital cameras and just using the cell phone for it now that we don't really do that.
I'll hand these out once I'm settled in. Fingers crossed they get me some work.
Alright. Well, that was an easy level, definitely.
Finally, I'd made it to Bellariva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal. Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work. My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store, that I had to be a part of. I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires. My story in Bellariva began with a little girl, and a voice she was longing to hear.
So maybe that's why she sounds a bit sad. Maybe she's a little homesick even though she's enjoying her trip. Guess we'll find out. Alright, so as I said, it does look like, I believe there are 14 missions overall. So my plan for this is I'm going to do the first 7 here in this episode. So let's continue with Lullaby.
It was my first morning in Bellariva, and I couldn't wait to leave my hotel and explore. It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun. In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bellariva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect.
Definitely a unique art style to the game.
I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
My tape is broken and I can't make it work anymore.
Alright.
I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
We can definitely look at this. Alright, so let's look at the tape first. Alright, so we're going to go old school here, and I think...
Why did you do that?
Alright, that's sort of cool the way it worked.
How did you do that? I didn't see.
There we go. So that tape is now put back. That brings back memories. It's been a long time since I've had to wind a tape. Alright, so that's how I can move it to look the other side. I'm figuring since there's the batteries here, it's probably telling me that I need to take this piece off. Oop. There we go.
Aha! Those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
Yeah, I wish batteries actually did that so that they looked worn when they were worn. Make life so much simpler. Alright. Put that back in. A little odd to control. There we go. Whoop. Accidentally clicked off the screen there for a moment. It does allow your mouse to sort of go off the screen, which is something I'm going to have to be aware of. Alright.
Will you dream a dream for me? If I sit by your side and hold you so tight, know that I will always love you, even though we both know that we must say goodnight. Good night, my darling.
First I thought it was going to be a Disney song there or something. I'm like, oh no, the copyright issues.
When it finished, Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum. She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill. When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo.
Well, I mean, the yo-yo is pretty cool. That is a sad story, though, with her mom. I was expecting sort of a very easygoing game here, and this one's starting out a bit sad already.
I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt. She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered.
Yeah.
The part I wouldn't be able to fix.
That is really deep. Hopefully this game is not sad overall like that. That would be a bit rough to go through all this being so sad. This one says shattered, so could get worse, I guess.
My first repair complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles. The front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father. I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please, come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him. It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
Sort of feel bad for this girl. Her mom's gone. Alright, so we got some glue here. Her mom's gone, and her dad's sort of a jerk.
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks.
I'm starting to change my mind. Her dad's really a jerk. Oh. Hopefully that's not too much. Ah. It's a bit hard getting things to move at points, but overall it works alright. Guessing we need some glue here. And probably here as well. Alright, so this I believe is the other leg.
Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label.
Your daughter seems like a sweet girl. I don't think you should be that hard on her. I am putting a lot of glue on this. Hopefully this works out alright.
Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together?
Hey, I'm not seeing the glue yet, so guess I'm doing alright. Perfect.
Thank you, Maria. It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
Sorry. I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late. Again?
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening. Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
This game's getting really deep really fast. I mean, the repair projects are really nice, but some of these topics are pretty heavy here.
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some, seasoning tips, but it won't connect. Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
Alright. So we've got a board here, it looks like. Maybe an earpiece? Oh, maybe a bell. Let's rotate this over. Yeah, so we got some screws here. Oh. Did it again where I clicked off the screen. My apologies for that, but...
Obviously, we'd normally be much busier than this.
Why do I have a feeling she's sort of trying to just hide that things are not going well? Oh, alright. So
You
here
can fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
Let's put that back. Let's see then. I think I need to take off this piece. I might need to take off all 3 screws in order to move it, but I'm not sure. Hey, alright, there we go. Here's the burned out board. It's gonna go up there. It's trying to tell me to click this wire. I sort of feel like I already understand what I'm doing. That's gonna go there. That's gonna go there.
Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
And that goes on there. Add a screw back on. Add this back on. Rotate it. Screw. Just got to remember when I'm scrolling with the mouse wheel in order to put the screw in, sometimes it makes it wander off my screw. I haven't missed a screw. I'm getting the screw. Can only do one at a time. Nice.
When I handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
That's if I can pay my phone bill, anyway. And the rent, and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone.
Hello! How's my favourite sister doing today?
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
You don't need to be here, though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh God, I have to get ready. Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
Okay. I mean, I know how visiting family can be stressful. But evidently she's needing money from her sister. Ooh, a camera. This should be fun to work on. I'm definitely liking the repair stuff. It seems fairly straightforward
The next day,
and fun.
I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name. Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
Well, isn't she rude?
The woman in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know how to fix things. I'd usually go to an expert, of course, but in this town...
So this was Carmen's sister? The two of them couldn't have been more different.
Well, now I can definitely understand why she didn't have any excitement over her sister coming.
Inside her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera. Any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong?
Probably can, but for her, I'm going to charge her because she is rude. Well, yeah, you can see right there that the lens is broken. Let's see. Let's see about spinning it around. Well, yeah, let's take that off just so it's out of the way.
I don't suppose you've fixed anything this valuable before.
Really? Wow. She is just a joy to be around, isn't she?
If I used the screwdriver, I could adjust the angle of the mirror.
Okay. Thinking I want it to look that direction then so I can see. Whoop. Alright, so this is a bit delicate. There we go. That's what I wanted.
Perfect. Now the viewfinder should be working.
Do have to remember to click to then rotate the camera and stuff.
Still a few parts missing.
Sorry about the loss of sound again. As I said, it is a little bit frustrating that some of the times it just makes me go off the screen and then I lose the sound. I assume this is where the film goes. Nice. Yeah, I was trying to be careful not to go off the screen, but when I had to rotate the camera there, I had to click in order to get the camera moved. And yeah, it had me off the screen, unfortunately. I do apologize.
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition, the first of its kind. It cost me 3 months' salary, but it was worth it.
I mean, I have a nice camera as well. I don't think it cost me 3 months' salary, and I'm glad for that. I don't think my camera needs to cost me 3 months' salary. Unlike Miss wants to seem important here.
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford. It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better?
Either that or she's one of those people that shows off her wealth in a few items and then actually is pretty poor overall. Yeah, I see a few of those people around where I live and stuff. They have a really, really nice car, like a Cadillac Escalade, something like that. And then if you were to see their house, it looks somewhat like an outhouse. Because they blow all the money on the things that people see, not on their actual life.
She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing. Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
I hear nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen was ready.
Definitely does sound like drama. Alright, so we're going to do this one and number 7 still here.
The sun was setting over Bellariva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious when it broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
Alright, so we're going to have this C, an ice cream, and Carmen's there. Oh, well, we've got all the pieces, so I guess that's not too challenging now. But I don't see the ice cream. I guess we'll figure it out as we go. And that obviously goes there. Let's unscrew the back here. Alright, gonna have to turn it again because it wouldn't let me get to that screw. There we go. Whoop. Oh, I think I know what I have to do here. Yeah. Just put that back over here. Yeah, there we go. I think I need the glue. Yep, alright. Let's slather on the glue. That's probably enough. There we go. I do love the fact that it covers up for my mess. That works out nice. Alright, so I guess I just connect these two ports together. Simple enough.
I think the whole thing is supposed to light up.
Well, yeah, I gotta put this ring on it still. Yeah, there we go. And again. Sorry about the sound. Simple enough.
I don't know, it's a bit flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
Alright. Well, I'm guessing more glue. Then we'll put this in here. And, maybe that goes there. This here, and that there. Try it and see.
It still needs something else. Maybe we can add one of these.
Alright, so I did get the ice cream one here. I think I'll put that on since that's what it showed in the picture. Okay, doesn't go on right now evidently though, because I probably had to put the circuit board on first. So let's flip it again. Kill the sound again. Grab this, put it over there. That there. This here, and then maybe down here. Still seems to all work. Now this time I can't just... Maybe if I flip it this way it won't kill the sound. I'll try that.
It works. I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
Whoop. Alright. Screw here. There we go. That should be it. Perfect. I think it looks like what we saw in the image.
The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
Cafe door looks like it's here. This is over to the side. Just a little nitpick, but still.
Oh, that's perfect, Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived. Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
I really do dislike her.
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her.
Well, we did our job right.
It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house.
Would be a nice thing to have a house on the seafront.
I'd barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
It was Izzy, peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth. On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore. Can you fix it for me?
Okay, so we got an old Game Boy. It looks like the screen is broken. Alright, so we're going to have to work on that. First things first. That should
Do
go there.
grown-ups play games as well?
It can be a challenge getting things where you want them here. Okay, so it looks like we've got a fried board here. And we have a fried board here. No, I don't want it to go back. There we go. Throw that one away. Put that one in. Oh, but this one actually, I'm not going to be able to do that way. No. Got to take this board out entirely. Because I needed that out. Now I can put the new one in. And the new one here. And I'm actually going to have to take this one out, I think, too, because I think I have a broken button. Alright, does this one go here? Does not look like it does. Alright, that's correct. That's still not correct. Alright, I need to spin this some. Oh, I see how it goes here. Alright, I see. Let me go ahead and disconnect this one for now. Alright. First, let's disconnect these. Take out this piece. Take out this piece. Then I should be able to take out the broken button. Put in the new button. Put the chip back in. Put the sound card in there. Alright. Now what I need to do is I need to turn it just slightly. Alright, so let's say we put 3 to there. Then 3 to there. That works. 1 to here. And then 1 to here. And that can go there. And this can go there. And in theory, that should work. I don't think it matters which cord goes to which one, as long as the top and the bottom are the same. And I still rotated the wrong way.
Can you show me how to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
Oh, great. This is gonna go badly. Alright, following the arrows. Oh, sweet. Alright, well that worked. Alright.
Her toy fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it really hard at the wall.
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
My dad said I have to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress, and I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too.
This game has some really deep stories to it, is what I have found. I'm sort of surprised by it.
It made me think. Had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
Okay. Looks like our next one is going to be a watch, but that will be in the next episode. We will do 8 through, as I said, it looks like there's 14 in total, this last one having a star, but I think it's still a mission. So with that, if you enjoyed what we did in these missions here, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you all again for the second half of Assemble with Care.